California's Gold is produced in association with KCET Los Angeles and is seen statewide on California Public Television. This series is endorsed by the California Teachers Association, the California School Boards Association, and the California Library Association. Hello everybody, I'm Huell, and here we are in the northeastern part of San Diego County near the nice little community of Julian. And what we have done, we've just kind of pulled off the side of the road to take a good look at this nice windmill sitting out here beside the highway. It's a beautiful afternoon. Look over there in the distance, big white puffy clouds and blue sky, and the wind is going around to make the windmill work. We love windmills, and we all know that windmills have been a rich part of California's history since its very earliest days. And on this particular adventure, we're going to go in search of some windmills, some historic windmills, and some brand new revolutionary windmills. And if you're interested in where we're going to go and what kind of windmills we're going to find, well, as always, you're invited to come on along with us as we continue our search together for California's gold. Our windmill adventure begins in good old San Francisco, specifically in Golden Gate Park. Now, when you go to this park, there are all kinds of neat things to see and do. And it was here we found our historic windmills. Here we are in Golden Gate Park, and a beautiful day it is. We have hooked up with the head man himself, with the superintendent, Dan McKenna. Now, Dan, you know why we're in the park today.
Well, you asked if we could find a windmill, and I think we can help you out.
Boy, did they ever. Look what they found us. This is absolutely spectacular. Tell us what this is.
Well, we have the Dutch Windmill, which was built or started construction in 1902, and it was used to water the park. The park was started in 1879 and relied on water purchase from the water district back then at about $1,000 a month, which was big money back then. It's big money now, but the engineers and the forefathers thought it was a good idea after discovering that there was an aquifer underneath the park to pump it up. And this windmill was constructed with the sole purpose of irrigating the park.
So it had nothing to do with aesthetics. You're talking about just wanting to pump some water into the park.
Actually, yes. It was the real purpose was to afford a cheap, economical source of water driven by wind power, and it worked perfectly. And it worked so well that we'll see in a little bit that they decided to build another one a few years later.
Wow. Now, who came up with the design of making it a Dutch windmill? Obviously, there was some aesthetics involved in this thing. I mean, you wanted it to be authentic and beautiful and all of this.
Yeah, it's part of the overall concept of Golden Gate Park, which is designed after a Victorian garden. And part of the lure of a Victorian garden is to have follies in the garden, or things that catch the eye. So the classic design of a Dutch windmill was thought very pleasing to the eye and practical in a certain sense.
Now, did the blades revolve?
Yes, absolutely. It was powered truly by wind up until 1912 when electricity took over, but it was powered by wind, and it pumped about 40,000 gallons an hour up to a reservoir at the high end of Golden Gate Park.
And provided all the water for the park.
Absolutely.
And this is a beautiful setting you've got out here with the gardens, and I noticed the sign says it's the Queen Wilhelmina Garden.
Yes.
So actually the Dutch Queen came here. Did she come here to dedicate it, or at least I've seen pictures of her here?
Yes, during I believe the 1970s, she came here as part of a restoration effort, and it was named after Queen Wilhelmina. And her granddaughter, I guess Princess Beatrix, came here as well and helped with the dedication ceremonies.
Wow, this must be a huge sense of pride for the Dutch community.
Oh, absolutely. In fact, we have an opportunity now to restore the second windmill, and the Dutch community and a lot of our civic leaders are helping in that effort.
Well, we're going to get to the second windmill in just a minute, but you know, we like to kind of climb around and investigate things when we get there.
We've got a great opportunity for you.
And you have offered us the opportunity to go inside and up the windmill.
And we've got some true San Francisco weather here. Don't listen to the fog. There's never any fog out here. We'll be able to see a long way.
Okay, let's go inside.
Yeah, and I want to remind you that this was built for only $25,000, which was a considerable amount of sum, but very efficient use of public monies back in 1902.
Oh boy, look at this. This looks like we're going into Fort Knox here. This is the original.
Oh, these are the original doors. As you can see, they're a little rusty.
Oh my gosh. Boy. Okay, we are inside the windmill. It smells kind of musty in here.
Well, we don't allow anyone in here. Staff comes in here to service it, but it's off limits to the public.
Whoa, we're just going up and up. Hope these stairs are sturdy. Well, as we go higher and higher in the windmill, things begin to change. Not only does the room get a little bit smaller, but it's made out of wood up here.
Combination of Oregon fir and pine, and of course some redwood.
Now, is this original to 1902?
There are pieces that are original, but it was restored in the late 70s, early 80s with Mrs. Crabtree, who led a civic campaign to help restore this, and also was able to obtain the services of the Seabees, who worked actively on this project.
So some of this wood was put in by the Seabees.
That's correct.
All right, this is a never-ending journey.
Always up.
We got a couple of more stairs to climb. We got to bend over up here, don't we?
It gets a little low.
We're right up at the very top. Oh.
So watch your head.
We're going up one last little flight of stairs.
Huell, this is where it really gets interesting. This is the original shaft that powered the vanes. Now it's powered by an electric motor, but your vanes are still out here facing the ocean. Right now the electric motor is down for servicing, but they turn on a regular basis.
You call them vanes?
Yes, those are vanes.
They're not blades?
No, the vanes on a windmill.
Vanes. And look at how this wood is configured here too. It kind of points in.
Yeah, this is the actual dome. It's all been reconstructed by the Seabees and the restoration. And
look at all this stuff. Now, what was this for? This turns the vane.
The vanes of the windmill. And you can see they've been modified to accommodate an electric motor, but this is still the same mechanism with the pump shaft going down through all the floors we came up and bringing the water up.
Boy, they're well greased, I'll say that.
Have to be well greased.
And here we go. This is how we're getting out onto the little balcony. There's not a door, there's just a little window. So
well, you're in for a treat now.
Boy, this is a tight fit.
It's a little tight.
Oh my gosh. Look at this. We're looking right out at the Pacific Ocean.
This is it. Ocean Beach in San Francisco.
Look, there are the blades. Look up here, Troy. Look at this one. These are, vanes.
Vanes.
These are huge vanes.
Originally, they had canvas on them to catch the wind.
And this is
copper, a copper sheet. You can see the patina down here that's starting to form in the last.
Is this original copper?
No, this is brand new from 1981.
Restored as well. Look at this view of the city you get out here. Boy, we are. Now wait a minute. What is this? I'm not sure I remember what the technical name for this is.
Well, this actually provided the direction for the windmill to be into the wind. So this was the tail of the windmill. It's a unique design. Many of the Dutch windmills didn't have that. They just had a canvas sail but this was incorporated in this design, and it's rather unique.
Boy, we are just hanging right out on the edge in open space here.
We'd be hitting the flowers if we went down.
But boy, you've got to be very proud of this.
Oh, it's a wonderful exhibit of 19th century and 20th century architecture.
And got to be one of the high points of a visit to the park.
Absolutely. We have many attractions in the park, but this is definitely one of the key ones.
Okay, that's the way it is up here on top of the Dutch Windmill. Thank you, Dan, for bringing us up here.
Well, it's our pleasure. Thanks for taking
the time.
This
is the first. How high up are we?
We're at about 75 feet.
75 feet up. And now we're going to continue our windmill journey. We're going to go about a half a mile across the park over here and visit Murphy's Windmill. We'll see you over there in just a minute. Okay, we've come about a half a mile from the Dutch Windmill, and we've come over here with Donna and Don to this is called Murphy's Windmill. And I got to tell you, this one has definitely seen better days. What happened to this windmill?
Well, this windmill has been sitting here since 1905. It was operative for about 12 years, and ever since then it's just been remaining here, being blown in the ravages of the wind and neglect, and as Donna would say, the city budget hasn't been able to help out with this.
Boy, it is literally falling apart, but the basic structure is still there, and the two of you all are both interested in preserving this thing, restoring this thing.
That's true. We think that this is a project that really captures the imagination of San Franciscans. It's an historical building that many people have fond memories of and have expressed a really strong desire to help restore.
And when we first drove up and I said, where are the blades, where are the vanes, where are the sails, whatever it is you call them, look where they are over here. Let's take a look over here, because what did they do? Just fall off and they were just pulled over here?
They fell off and they pulled them over here into the trees. You know, what's really interesting about these particular sails is they're 114 feet long. And these are the longest sails of any windmill of its type in the world. So it really makes this a very unique structure, another good reason that we want to restore it.
Isn't this technically the largest windmill, Dutch windmill in the world?
Yes, twice in the last 6 years we've had the good fortune of bringing up a Dutch windmill contractor over from the Netherlands to actually go inside and spend actually a couple weeks time over here studying this windmill and letting us know how it relates to other windmills around the world that he's worked on and just what we've got here.
And what did he say about it?
He said, you've got to preserve this windmill, that this is precious, it's one of a kind. Wow. It's remarkable. When these two windmills, the other one that you saw as well, when these were built in the early 1900s, they were engineered by the gentleman who did the San Francisco cable car line on California Street.
So he knew what he was doing.
He did. And actually it was advanced what he did. The Dutch windmill contractor said that these actually were more evolved than their Dutch counterparts.
And you can see the bones are still there.
They
do have good bones, and as remarkable as it might seem, we are thinking of actually being able to restore these sails, as decrepit as they look.
Look down in here. These are all of the original. I don't want to hurt anything down here because this is all history here. Congratulations and good luck. We're going to come back when you get it restored.
Thank you.
We'll definitely send you an invitation.
And you know what's going to be great is we're going to make this open to the public, this area in here, so that people will really have a chance to really get inside and feel the soul of this windmill and a great learning experience.
Well, there is a lot of soul here and a lot of history here and a lot of wind here.
A lot of wind.
So they're going to do well. We have visited two windmills here in Golden Gate Park in San Francisco. One, the old Dutch windmill, has been restored but still needs a little bit more work done on it. The other, the old Murphy's windmill, is going to someday soon, hopefully, well, no, it will, return to its former glory. Our next windmill stop took us to Kern County, right outside the nice little town of Tehachapi, about 110 miles north of LA. Now, if you're driving on Highway 58, you can't miss seeing these windmills. They're everywhere on the hillsides. And it was here we had a windmill adventure of a lifetime. Well, here we are. I'm standing here with Bob and Andre from Enron Wind. And gentlemen, on our way out here today, I call this a windmill farm. And of course, you immediately corrected me. This is not really a windmill farm, is it?
No, it's really a wind power facility where we make a lot of electricity, unlike a farm that's sort of slow.
And these are not really windmills. You kind of winced when I called them windmills as well.
I did, and you're learning quick.
What are they called?
We call them wind turbines because they're very aerodynamic, so they get a lot of lift with a little bit of wind. Again, highly technical. Windmill doesn't convey that.
But they look like windmills, and they operate on the same principle as a windmill.
Yeah, exactly the same principle. You take the energy out of the moving air and you do work with it. Windmill, you grind grain. Wind turbine, you make electricity. Same principle.
And you also pointed out that this is kind of like a little windmill, wind turbine history lesson right here, because some of these are the original turbines that went up in 1981. And they've been kind of improving and growing ever since.
Well, that's exactly right. This is a little bit like the Kitty Hawk of wind. First commercially generated wind electricity here in 1981. Since then, the turbines have gotten more and more efficient, more and more large scale, and the price of wind energy has come down as a result of it.
Okay, so the price has come down and the turbines have gone up.
Right.
And you want to see what we're talking about when we say a turbine going up. Look at this one right here. Now this is a big turbine, Andre.
Yes, it's 220 feet tall to the hub height.
Which is about how much?
Like a 20-story building.
A 20-story building, and to tell how large it is, look at our friends there standing at the base of the turbine. They look like little specks up there.
Yes, they do.
And now this is state of the art, right?
This is state of the art. This is equivalent in power to a 2,000 horsepower engine. And for size scale, the wingspan of the turbine is larger than a Boeing 747 wingspan.
Wow. You really get tricked by the dimensions of it because you're out here in this open space here.
Yeah.
But it's big.
It's big.
All right, and enough of this talk. We could stand here and talk about turbines all day. But the reason we are dressed like this is not some fashion statement we're making. We are dressed like this because we are getting ready to go up to this turbine, go in this little door here at the base, and climb all the way to the top. And when we get up there, we'll continue this discussion about wind power. But getting up there is going to be a lot of fun, isn't it, Andre?
It will be a little climb, yes.
Yeah,
It will take us a little time.
Okay, is it going to be a difficult climb, an easy climb? You know, we're from the city.
No, it's a very easy climb, actually. We are with safety harnesses here hooked to a safety system. It's an easy climb.
And what's
It
it
just
going to
takes
be
time.
like once we get up there?
It's a beautiful view up there.
Yeah.
You will see it.
All right, we're ready. You don't think we can make it, do you?
I know you can make it. I may lag behind.
We're on our way. And we were on our way. 200 feet up on our way. 20 stories up on our way. Straight up. Straight to the top of this amazing mechanical wind turbine. I really don't know what I'd expected it'd be like once we got up there. But it turned out to be both exhilarating and a little scary. Okay. We're coming up, and here's the safety hook, Bob. And the reason why that safety hook is so important, if you ever needed a safety hook, it's where we are right now. Look at this. We are on top of the turbine, on top of the world.
Almost, we feel almost like being on top of the world, huh?
Wow. Look at this. And this cord holds us in case a big gust of wind comes along.
That's right. Safety is very important up here.
Boy, you get a little lightheaded up here.
Yeah, that's right. So
Wait a minute, what's that noise?
It's basically the blades pitching right now. The blades are pitching. We are not exactly in the right wind direction right now, so the blade would like actually to speed up, but we disabled the machine
Look
so it doesn't
at
start
this.
up.
I don't know whether we can even show the whole blade.
So
This is an amazing blade.
Oh,
How
yeah.
big is this thing?
every blade is 100 feet long and weighs 12,000 pounds every blade.
Look at this blade over here. Now they're beginning to actually move now. The wind
Yeah.
is picking up.
Now it's just pitch. Actually, we are not pointing into the right wind direction. We disabled the yaw, so she's not pointing into the wind, but we will do that afterwards.
I hate to tell you, I'm beginning to get a little, this is kind of weird standing up here.
Yeah, you lose your perspective and everything moves.
Wow. Where are you supposed to look so that you don't get vertigo up here?
Yeah, the nacelle is a good point. The
Well, maybe you
enclosure.
should just close your eyes. Boy, this really is. We've had a lot of fun getting up here, but this really is a engineering marvel.
Yeah, it's more than a windmill. I mean, this is a power plant. We call this a power plant. It's a piece of
Look at
machinery.
This blade, this is just an amazing thing to stand here and watch this thing move.
Yes, yes.
And you get no sense of the size of it from being down on the ground. But when you get up here and you look at this thing moving up here in the wind, it's really impressive.
Oh yeah, and the tendency actually is to go even bigger. This is not the biggest machine anymore.
Really?
Oh yeah, they go bigger. In Europe, overseas, they're going 3.6 megawatts, double the size of this machine.
Now looking out over here, we're looking out up in the Tehachapi, we're in the Tehachapi Mountains, right Bob?
Yeah, this Tehachapi Valley.
Valley.
We're in the Tehachapi Pass. It's a good windy place because the the deserts heat up, the Pacific Ocean is cool, and hot air rises off the desert. Cool air flows through this mountain pass, as well as the pass by Palm Springs and up by San Francisco.
Okay, so there are 3 of these in California.
There are 3.
Palm Springs in the Coachella Valley, Tehachapi, and where's the one up near San Francisco?
The Altamont Pass.
Altamont Pass. So those are the 3 windiest places.
Those are the 3 windiest places, and it's really solar energy concentrated. The deserts are collecting the solar energy, the air is moving, and the mountain passes concentrate it so the windmills can efficiently extract it as electricity.
See, you called them windmills.
I almost goofed.
But you know, when you're up here and you're looking at this and you realize the energy and the 450 homes that it would supply for a year, you wonder what those early windmill guys would think if they could see something like this today.
They probably thought they started something terrific, and they'd be right.
Yeah, from the little windmill that was used, what were the first ones used for?
A couple of thousand years ago, the Persians were using it to grind grain, move stones to grind grain. The Dutch, of course, used it to turn screws that lifted water to drain the water outside the dikes and reclaim the land. And, you know, wind energy's been around for a long time. Sailing ships, right? Columbus and that whole thing is energy putting to work.
And
wind
now
energy
we're
to work.
taking it to yet another level here in California.
Yeah, particularly in California with the energy situation we have, what wind energy gives you is electricity with no combustion, and you don't have to purchase any fuel. So the price is stable, which over the past year in California is a nice characteristic of
Yeah.
stable pricing.
This is weird. What did you just do down there?
I just enabled the yaw, and now the machine is yawing into the wind, and she will actually start up.
But I mean, where the whole windmill is moving.
The whole top of the machine is on a bearing basically, and we can rotate this machine 360 degrees wherever the wind is blowing.
Gosh, this is very discombobulating up here.
Well, it's an automatic operation. They sense the direction of the wind, point themselves in the wind, and start to take care of those 450 homes worth of electricity.
Boy, I don't know. Forget about the 450 homes. This is, I'm telling you, for somebody who's never been up here before, this is a weird feeling.
It is, everything moves on you, but it's safe.
What do you look at to keep from getting, I mean, because really this is kind of weird.
You're getting used with working on these machines. Actually, when the wind is strong, everything, like even the tower moves forth and back and left and right. Right now, it's fairly still.
So the whole top is moving to find the wind for the blades. Is that
Right.
what?
The blades. This is it's an upwind machine. Has always to point into the wind. Like the rotor has to point into the wind. That's
So
the
we're
reason
doing
we're
a
bringing
360 or
That's
a
right.
180 around.
a 180. Yeah. So we are almost there. If you see those turbines over there, they're pointing into the wind there.
Oh my gosh! So is this one going to start moving?
It will start. The rotor will start to move. Be
You don't
prepared.
mind if I sit down, do you? I feel a little safer just sitting. And actually, I feel safer sitting right over this hole, so I can.
Part we have to watch out is this part here.
Look at this thing moving. I don't know whether the camera can even pick this up or not, but the sense of scale and size and power up here, just looking down at this blade coming. Now it's really starting to move on.
Oh yeah, it goes quick. After the lift is, right now we don't have any lift created, but the lift will soon be created, and then you will feel how fast the rotor will accelerate.
Listen to this thing. What is that?
From the manufacturing process, there's still some little like a crumbling, like a bonding putty left, and these are little, like little stones inside.
Moving here. Now, how much faster will they really get going?
Oh, much faster. The machine is operating RPM. The highest speed you will see is 20 RPMs.
Boy, these things are really moving now.
They are, yes.
This is what it's supposed to do.
This is wind power from California. That's right. These blade tips are going 150 miles an hour. You can hardly hear them. No emissions and no air pollution, and we're making electricity for California. It's pretty cool stuff.
And I tell you what, it's doing a good job for all of us here in California. That's been our journey. I'm having a hard time remembering what to say right now. That's been our journey around California in search of neat windmills. We started up in the Golden Gate Park in San Francisco with those old Dutch windmills, and we're ending up on top of the turbine, on top of the world here in Tehachapi with this state-of-the-art wind turbine that's working for all of us here in California. Thanks a lot, Brian. Brian helped get a lot of our gear up here for us. Thank you, sir, very much for the tour.
Thank you, Huell.
This has been a lot of fun. I don't know, I have no way of knowing whether our camera is picking up the size and the scope and the immense feeling that you get when you're standing up here. But this is a once-in-a-lifetime experience for me, for many reasons. And I'm just glad that we were able to share it with all of you. Thank you very much.
Thank you for coming out.
And thank you for joining us on this wonderful adventure in search of California's gold. Now we're going to stay hooked up and go back down,
That's
right?
Yes, that's what we'll do.
This hook isn't coming off till we get to the very bottom. Goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye.
Well, hello everybody. I'm Huell Hauser, and I sure hope you enjoyed our windmill adventure. I'm still a little lightheaded. And if you'd like to go on this adventure again, share it with family or friends, or perhaps donate a copy to your local school or library. It's available on video cassette and on DVD. All you have to do is call 1-800-266-5727, and we'll be glad to send it to you right away.